106.3 NYBX, The Bronx, reporting on December 31st, 1929. On this special broadcast, we will be doing a recap of the 20s. You know we love to inform our listeners about new trends, so here's a new trend. Women always tend to be obsessed with their appearances, so this one's for you ladies, the new makeup trend. Want to make your eyelashes pop? Go get you some mascara to darken them up. Red lipstick will make your man fall in love all over again. The Cupid's bow is a must-have if you want to look just as fabulous as those movie stars. And now, with the new makeup invention, eyeliner, to make your eyes look fiercely good. So ladies, make sure you go to your local drugstore or general store to pick these items up.
Get all dolled up and don't forget your mascara. Look just as beautiful as Josephine Baker. Don't be boring, be glamorous. To make yourself look 10 times more better, go to any Walmart location. It's only 25 cents and it's by Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Hi, on politics, we sit here today and discuss the current president and presidential changes that we've seen over the 1920s. For example, we should start with first President Harding. From all his political scandals to his most laid-back governmental action, he's brought new change into the federal government. Now, these changes may not be good at all. For example, he brought some of the most conservative views into the government, which took away most governmental action and the progress made during the progressive era. These laid-back governmental policies have let business and business owners run through and started to exploit their workers. With little to no governmental intervention at all, we can see that this has led to a lot of scandals, a lot of briberies, and a lot of political scandals. One of the most major political scandals we've seen during the Harding presidency is the Teapot Dome scandal. This is where his secretary deliberately sold governmental land for oil drilling. This is one of the most illegal actions ever taken within Congress, and he is the first to get one of his cabinet members fired. So thus we can see that his legacy as an Ohio conservative senator, to all the political scandals and the most laid-back governmental action we've ever seen, he's been one hell of a president.
Have you heard about the new movie, The Gold Rush? The movie stars Charles Chaplin when she is stuck up in a mountain while a blizzard is going. Luckily, he is stuck with a successful prospector and a fugitive. When the storm ends, he meets a beautiful young lady in which he falls in love. That lady could possibly be his next wife out of his so many.
So, Mr. Chaplin, how are you doing?
Good.
Really?
Yeah.
Any new movies recently?
Well, the new movie Gold Rush, which I won an Academy Award for. Suck it.
Yeah, we just talked about that one. Okay. So, why haven't you got a U.S. citizenship yet?
Well, you see, I'm only visiting. Oh, I was also just starting up my career, and I didn't really want to stay anchored anywhere.
Okay. What do you think of communism? You've been accused multiple times of putting it into your films.
Well, you see, I was accused of it, but I'm leaving the country soon, so there's not really much to say.
What wife are you on right now?
Well, you see, I'm kind of on wife number 3. I'm about to divorce her. She's kind of wicked.
How do you feel about the Gold Rush award it won?
Well, you see, I'm very honored to be nominated for this award, and I want to thank everyone who's watched this award before. I also want to thank the crew and the other actors who've been in this movie. It's been a great experience to film this with them, and I've had a blast filming this.
Isn't that where you met your soon-to-be fourth wife?
You see, that wasn't supposed to be mentioned yet. See, we're still trying to keep it low. It's down the DL.
Well, that'll be it.
Now that we're back from the Chaplin interview, we're going to start with talking about the best actor and actress of the decade. So as you may know, Charlie Chaplin is the best actor of this decade. He started his career at the age of 8, touring with the 8 Lancashire Lads, and moved into the film industry, where he grew to be very popular. However, what people don't know is what was happening behind the scenes. Scandal and controversy. As we mentioned in our interview, Mr. Chaplin hasn't applied for U.S. citizenship with the excuse that he's just visiting for 19 years. Some even believe that Chaplin has been injecting communist propaganda into his films.
and for the Best Actress, Lillian Gish. She was given the nickname the First Lady of American Cinema. A couple years back, we did an interview with Miss Gish, where she told us about her dad, who is an alcoholic, rarely ever home. So Lillian had to start out young and help her mother and sisters with paying bills and things. She started at age 6 with stage performances and continued for 13 years, until luckily for us, she was cast in D.W. Griffith's An Unseen Enemy, starting her career in films.
Ladies and gents, the invention of the future is here. Keep your food frosty and save some time with dinner with the freezer. With only 714 clams, you can get 9 cubic feet of storage, two ice cube trays, and a water-cooled compressor. So instead of owning a bangy, steamy refrigerator, get yourself an electric one. With your local handyman walking door to door, you can see that we will get freezers out to every home in America. And with your payment of less than $800, you can own a freezer. Alright kids, want to hit 100-mile-per-hour balls? Be like the Bambino and get yourself some soup. Campbell's soup only costs around 12 cents a can and doesn't cost you any jack. Get some wiggle onto your local convenience store and get yourself a can. It's healthy, quick to make, and recommended by 7 out of 10 doctors to be the bimbo kind of guy. So don't spend 2 hours just cooking dinner. Use that time and head out to town or get goofy. Campbell's, good.
We all know our American hero, Mr. Babe Ruth, the Bambino, who is now slugging outfielder for the New York Yankees. We know him on the field. He's the man who invented the home run. His fans fill the stadiums, and he's probably the greatest player of all time. He is a target for the press and public. He's been exploited for his penchants for drinking and womanizing. But we still love him, for even though he's a drunk ladies' man, he's still a good man, visiting children in hospitals and orphanages. Baseball and football being so great this decade gave newspapers a reason to write a section on sports. Baseball has had a breakthrough by being made with a cork center instead of being wound. In 1920, there was also the introduction of the National Negro Leagues, allowing Latins and African Americans to play. So let's just say that this decade has been really big for baseball.
It's now a new sport raging in our country. Have you heard about it? It's known as football, an entertaining sport rising to fame. Originated from Princeton in 1869 as a small sport and took a rise on August 20th, 1920, when the American Professional Football Conference was made. Now, a small amount of teams are currently playing, but like I said before, this new form of fun and entertainment is barely rising up to fame. So next time a football game comes up, make sure to tune in.
And with current events, Italian-born Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti were recently charged with convicted murder of a guard and a paymaster. They were convicted of a so-called during a raid and during a robbery of a bank. Now, both were known supporters of anarchist and supported anarchist movements that have advanced relentless warfare and violence against the oppressive government. Both were also reported to be Italian immigrants who have just come into the country. Now, as the trial proceeded, Sacco and Bartolomeo have been most likely seen to be convicted of first-degree murder. This trial lacked clear forensics evidence to place them at the scene. The bullet failed to prove that it was shot out of their gun, and lastly, there has been little to no evidence proving they were there in the first place. So this trial is going off of pure racial sentiment. This trial was later taken to the Supreme Court and is now being tried as we speak. Now, both of these convicts are most likely going to receive first-degree murder because of the racially biased Supreme Court. And thus, that is our current evidence.
Speaking of crimes, Al Capone has committed several crimes that not even the police can keep up on them. Another thing that Al Capone has a lot of is fines. One of his fines was about 692,000 clams. One of Al Capone's famous crimes was the St. Valentine's Massacre. 7 people were dead due to the rivalry of the mob.